if I may pontificate, but if I may pontificate. I'm Dinky. And she's like, why? You shut up! You don't tell me. And it's a beautiful, loving... Welcome to the service, y'all! Welcome to the service. Pardon my no-show yesterday. I don't know, it wasn't there yesterday. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry to do that to you. But we're gonna keep a tighter schedule and you know, we're gonna start figuring that out because now I have more time. But also I have more projects coming. So I don't know, but let me just let's sage it. Powerful Pontifications. Oh, change the name. That's exciting. Yeah, because I kept telling people to watch The Drip and they were like, oh, The Drip, what's it about? You know what I mean? It's like, okay, what does Drip have to do with what we're doing here? It has nothing to do with it. And it's like, let's go with let's be one of those names that just says what it does. That way when you're telling people, they're like, oh, so you pontificate. You're a pontificator. You're a YouTube pontificator. Yeah. Sorry, you're not supposed to blow on the sage. Sorry. Welcome it. Take in the sage. Take it in through... You know what? Light a sage at your house. Hey, light a sage at your house. Let's raise the vibration, shall we? Let's raise the vibration. Let's raise the righteousness in our society. And talk about these major issues that people, honestly, are having discussions on it is very important for the community, very important for the culture. Because then they'll learn new angles, more righteous and loving angles of looking at these situations. Because right now we are caught in a place where people are it's too much fighting. And fighting comes from low vibration, i.e. darkness, ignorance. So we're doing very powerful work here as pontificators and as you guys as pontification supporters if you support the right pontifications, obviously. What we're doing as me being the pundit and you being the disciples of this punditry is we're shedding light on maybe the darkest situations in the whole community, in the whole culture. And we're raising that vibration. We're giving people an alternate way to look at it. Because when people are fighting, they are stuck in a dark place where they can't see it. You know, so we're going to discuss some very important stuff today in that regard. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. I haven't posted this week, but I do have shows coming up this month in Kincardine, in Bayfield, and then back in Toronto, Free Times Cafe for it's called the Scary Good Show. Yeah, it's going to be a great show. Incredible lineups, incredible live shows. Check them out. They're on my Instagram. I got to go back and post them again, but they will be. Just stay tuned on the Instagram and you'll see where I'll be performing live next. Great shows with my buddy Van Dad. Great guy, great producer. He was on here a couple of weeks ago. Six documentaries deep, 6 docs deep, Van Dad. 6 docs deep, Carter. He's always 6 docs deep. He's the kind of guy that if you think you have some new information on some like, oh, did you hear what happened to Israel-Palestine? Something like that. And he's the guy who goes, I saw 3 documentaries on that, and then I saw another 3 documentaries on the real issue behind that. You know what I mean? Because whenever you talk to someone who goes deep on these issues, they're always like, no, there's the real issue, there's the real issue. Can you guys hear me okay, by the way? Am I live here? What's going on here, people? I haven't yet. There you are. There you are. Applejack is here. Praise the vibration. Praise the vibration, raise the vibration. Is that what I'm saying? Got it. Salute congregation. Hi, Sophia. Hi, Rewind Cat. Applejack, thanks for coming. Appreciate you. Sophia Gibson, sorry about the scheduling mix-up yesterday. Can you guys hear me? Is it okay? Sounds okay? Music was okay off the top? How are we doing? Is it righteous? Is the stream righteous? Tell me that. Is the stream righteous so far? We know what we're doing. We're on board. We're on the same page here. Because that's why I changed the name. It's just to give it a focus. We're doing punditry. Sure, we are dripping the community with source. That's one way to look at it. But we have to be very clear on, like, we're providing pontifications that raise the vibration. That's what we do here. It's in the name. It's in the title. Let's get it done. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it done. The most powerful pontifications are channeling through to me. I deliver it to you. And together we will be a light on the society. And hopefully convince people not to be so fighty all the time, not to be so fight, and to be more loving with each other and with the community. With that said, you guys know me. My name is Amish Patel, probably the most powerful pundit on YouTube. You know, just based on how we're doing here, what we're doing, the pontifications that we're dropping here. Probably the most powerful pundit on YouTube. So thanks for coming. Thanks for supporting it. And yeah, we're here to raise the vibration, people. We're going to talk about same thing that all the pundits talk about. But we're going to it's going to be raising the vibration. So let's take a look at our first thing. And by the way, make sure you support this digital ashram. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Let's take a look at it right there. It's right there behind us. Look at that beautiful ashram. Look at that beautiful ashram. And you can see that source channel coming in from above. That's really where the pontifications are coming from. Those are the messages from God saying, here's what to pontificate, Amish. Oh no, look, these people are fighting. Show them how they can love, Amish. Show them an angle. Show them the pontificate them up into the love and the light. Pontificate them right up into there. And that's how we do it, guys. And there's so much source energy here that, look at the rocks are floating. Those are like 800 kilogram rocks a piece. And they're just floating over there. Right? And this whole thing is located on an electron cloud in your heart. It's with you. We are with you always. And the love and the light is with you. So make sure you support the ashram. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. And look, I'm not stuck on Powerful Pundit. We can change it. Tell me if you guys have name ideas. But I think punditry, maybe even just YouTube pundit. And just stake it. Just say, you know what? I'm the YouTube pundit. I do the highest punditry on all of YouTube. This is where people come, and that's it. And that's the end of story. So maybe it's something like that, but let me know what you guys think. Listen, first of all, we got a great topic coming out of Canada. They are out of control right now in Canada. These politicians. Let me see if this is working. Oh, I have the wrong comment thingy on here. Where did the other comment go? What? Huh. I have 2 comment windows open. I don't know where the other one is. Okay, cool. That's fine. Oh, here we go. There we go. Ah, beautiful, just like you. Thanks, baby. I don't know if you're talking to me or someone else in the congregation, but that's beautiful, baby. Thank you. Can hear you perfectly fine, but I don't hear any music. Oh, off the top, did you hear music? How about this? Let's play a song. No, wrong song. Too sad. This is Funky Rider by Noir A. Blanc V from the YouTube Creator Library, and you're listening to the Powerful Pundit. Powerful Punditry, raising the vibration. Live on YouTube. So, Drip, I know you sorry, Vic, I think you sent me a message, Rewind Cat, you think you sent me a message on Instagram? Sorry, I haven't gotten back about that yet, because Rewind Cat, make sure you honor Rewind Cat. He is hard at work making graphics for us, making some transitions, some graphics. And Vic, I haven't gotten back because I was still like humming and hawing about this decision. But let's talk later. Listen, the name is not set. We are in a transitionatory period. We are transitioning. The ashram is changing, people. We have to stake our claim as the most powerful pundit on YouTube. That's the only way we can survive. We have to let the community know that the pundit is here. These are the most righteous, vibrant, highest pontifications in the land. So we got to let the community know. So, you know, I think it's beautiful that I think it's important that we did that. But yes. Thanks for coming, everyone. Though I will get back to you. Sorry about that. And yeah, would love to hear your thoughts on names too. Let me know if Powerful Pundit or the most because it does seem like that's where we're going. That's the brand. That's what we're actually doing. Versus the drip was a little bit like vague. You know, every time I told people about it, they were like, "Oh, okay, cool. What are you talking about?" It's just like anything and everything. The pundit stakes our place in the spiritual community, but also in the punditry community, because there's a big punditry community. Let's open with a little thing from Chuangzi, actually. Let's open with Chuangzi. I heard such a beautiful, inspirational story from Chuangzi the other day, and you're gonna love it. I think you're gonna say this is the most righteous, most beautiful story. Chuangzi Discourse Review. This is one of my favorite stories I've heard from an Osho talk. And if you guys don't know who Chuangzi is, he's an ancient Chinese philosopher. And he was a philosopher during the Warring States period in China. And I think I spelled that right. You can also spell it like this, Zhuang, and then sometimes people put, instead of T, they put Z. And then there's no Zhuangzi. Z is good for a comedian. I think it's good because he's a comedic storyteller, wise man from ancient China, and he was a wise man during the Warring States period. And we're going into a bit of a Warring States period ourselves today in the modern day. People are lining up to fight all around the world. People want to fight to the death. And the insights that you can gain from the Zhuangzi, from the Warring States period in China, it's very relevant today. The stories that they're telling us are going to teach us how to navigate these times. That's what we need. We need wisdom right now. We don't need more weapons. Man, Israel-Palestine, we got to talk about Israel-Palestine after too. We got to do Justin Trudeau first, then Israel-Palestine. My goodness. What? You know, I can't believe, even my Muslim friends, my like pro-Palestine friends, when it first hit, that fight, they were sending me messages like, I can't believe Hamas did this. Palestine is destroyed. Israel's going to murder them all. It's all over. What did they do? That was kind of the first thing. But, you know, Richard Medhurst had some great commentary on it. And he was saying, like, it might not be as dumb. You know what I mean? It looks like ragtag, the Palestinian hit. It looks a little ragtag. They're coming in on parachutes, just gunning people dead. The parachute, how sick. Like, I don't know, man. I saw the parachutes. I'm like, these guys fucking rip, man. You gotta do what you gotta do. It's terrible. It's terrible at a music festival. I'm not saying it's okay to do it. You know, but one of the things you learn from people like Zhuangzi is that actually all fighting is low vibrational dancing. It's wild, right? Let's get some footage of this because this is very relevant to what we got to talk about here. It's like Israel party goers attack. That's what we need. Oh my goodness. Let's pull one of these up because it's important about it. It is related to the Zhuangzi teaching that I want to talk about today. Because basically what they're saying, is that all fighting is dancing. It's just low vibrational dancing. So there's actually a parallel universe probably there's a parallel universe where, oh my God, sorry guys. Here we go. There's a parallel universe. I know it's hard to imagine, but there's a parallel universe. Try to believe this if you can, because it'll help you with the positivity of the whole situation. There's a parallel universe where the hang gliders that came into the party, because in this one they just shot people up and 300 plus people are dead from the party, unarmed, just running away. Let's look at some footage from it. Look at this guy, dude. So, like, it just shows you, like, the difference in life between one side and the other side, right? Like, 3 miles from the border. I'm not saying it's okay to come shoot these people up, but 3 miles, it just shows you how I feel Israel has just gotten complacent with it. Like, they just think we're the winners, they're the losers. It's just a slow process of killing them all. They're not going to they can't do anything back to us. And these guys showed them, like, the paraglider, dude. But I was going to say, there's a parallel universe where those paragliders, they're actually, like, just party guys. And they don't have guns. They have bubble guns. You know those bubble guns and water guns? And in the parallel universe, these people who are in the desert, they were partying hard in the desert. They were actually getting hot. It was getting too hot for them. It was getting so hot for them. And then they look up, and then they look up and they see these paragliders come. Look at those paragliders in the distance. They see paragliders coming like that. What the hell's going on? And then first there's bubbles. There's all these bubbles. They're like, oh my God, what's these bubbles? Because the wind because God even wants, in the parallel universe, God even wants this party to happen. So God blows the bubbles in first. Bubbles start hitting the party. They're like, where the hell is these bubbles coming from? They look up, paragliders coming in. And they're thinking, God, it's so hot. I need some water, but this music is so lit. I don't want to leave the dance floor. And just in that moment, the water guns. Because half of them have bubble guns, half of them have water guns. They're water gunning in. And these guys are on the dance floor scorched, but they're getting this relief, whatever. And then they're like, oh, it's these paraglider guys. They land and they join the party. In a parallel universe. Some would even say, yeah, that's right. But that is what these guys teach. That the Sufis teach this. Fighting is just low vibrational dancing. We could be in a world of just dancing, actually, according to these guys. It's just whatever we make of it. But traumatized people are pulling us deeper and deeper and deeper into war. It's hard to stop it. Look at how convincing they are. They have everyone else convinced. We sound crazy when we say stop fighting, stop war. You sound like I can't believe we're in a place where I've told people, like civilians, that, like this Ukraine war, like maybe it's time to negotiate. They're getting their ass kicked. People are like, and just let Putin get away with it. And then same thing happening here. They're just like, let the terrorists win? It doesn't even occur to them because, again, it goes back to the trauma. The trauma is so heavy, low vibration, and in low vibration, you're in darkness ignorance, basically. You're in darkness ignorance. Actually, there is one other thing I want to show you guys. We're going to have to do Canadian after. See, this is what happens. Israel, Palestine, it takes it over. It takes it over. I wanted to show you this clip, actually. This is a very important clip to show you guys. This is Aaron Apke explaining how politics works and how political... And I think this is true for American politics. He's talking about American, like, U.S. politics, but I think it's true for all fighting in the world. And this is called the virus of victimization. Let's take a look at it as a community, shall we? You guys can hear that okay? Let me know if you can hear that okay.
Welcome back to Mind Science, episode 33. In today's video, we're going to be talking about a topic that is at the very heart of all of the issues facing us as a collective right now. And I can't speak for what exactly has been going on all around the world, but here in America, This is an issue that was really brought to the surface in full 3D Technicolor in 2020. That issue is not social justice or political corruption or voter fraud, but is actually the cause of all of these issues. That issue is victimization. And there's different ideas about what the word victimization means, but in this video, we're going to be talking about victimization exclusively as a mindset. Because as bad as the coronavirus was in America, it's my opinion that it pales in comparison to the devastation and destruction that the virus of victimization has caused in our country. Before we go any further, I'd like to say that I am not a Republican or a Democrat, and politics is not an area of interest for me. My area of interest is in the mind and understanding
I am too righteous.
how it works. So we're going to be taking a deep look into the science of victimization and seeing how it's actually a sneaky and subtle form of pride. We're going to discover where it arises from and what the cure
This is going to make sense.
for it is. Because if we're going to save our country from driving off the cliff that we're speeding towards, we're going to have to figure out how
It's not just his country. It's not just America. It's every fight. This is the issue, I'd say. Every place in the world where people are fighting, people are becoming violent, this is the real issue. It is victimization. And you can see it when you talk to Jewish people, Israeli people. Like, I remember I was talking to these two guys, and I just said the word apartheid in regards to Palestine. I just said the word apartheid. And these two guys go, what apartheid? What apartheid? How can you say? How can you say? What apartheid? Brother. No apartheid. They're terrorists, kill them. Finish. Like that's what they think. They're like, oh, so you love the terrorists. They just jump right to that. Because they feel so victimized. And I think this goes back to World War II, pre-World War II history, 200 years of being victimized by the Christians has left a deep imprint in their minds that we're going to be victims no matter what, and nobody can be trusted. So obviously the Christians, and then leading up to the Holocaust. And the crazy thing is that now the Christians, and this is what happens, hurt people always hurt people. So now they've turned around, I feel like they're taking it on the Palestinians. It's an open air prison. What else could they possibly do? Sorry. And I'm going to play some other opinions saying the same thing because it's just, I bet there might be people in the audience even that feel like, how could you say that at a time like this? But
to heal this disease of victimization that has so deeply infected our collective consciousness. It's no secret that the US is more divided right now than at any point in our nation's history. And we could blame the two-party system for this, but I believe that it's really just a symptom of a deeper issue. The real reason we've become increasingly divided is because nobody agrees on who the victim is and who the victimizer is. The left claims that they are victims of oppression from the right, and the right claims that they are victims of oppression from the left. But they both do and say the exact same things about one another, and they are truly two sides of the same coin, although neither side wants to admit it. The vast majority of people don't even choose their political party anymore based on the actual ideas and policies that it espouses, but simply on the basis of whichever side they believe are the good guys and which side are the bad guys. Obviously, the side that I choose are the good guys, and obviously, the other side are the bad guys. The original thought of the victim mindset is, you are my enemy. And this is exactly the way that our politics plays out. Whichever side holds the power bullies the other evil side for 4 to 8 years, which eventually strengthens the other side to turn out in droves at the voting booths so they can take the power back and become twice the villain that their enemy was to them. And
it's true. That's the thing with politics. As soon as you win, you lose righteousness. That's why rebels become tyrants. All the greatest rebels, as soon as they win, it goes tyranny. That's what happens because they think they're justified.
Without even realizing it, thou hast become that which thou loathed. So this is the first big...
Thou hast become that. Thou hast become that. You could say that about... You could say that about Israel. No offense, people. Obvious. And Hamas. Obviously, Hamas is really bad too. Obviously, they're a terrorist group, bad terrorist group, very bad. killing people at a concert, very bad, obviously. But the victim, you can see the victim thing, man. With Jews, no offense, love ya, love ya, love ya. But you can just, even if you talk to so many Jewish people for like 10 minutes, they're like, oh, it could happen. Like they're scared. I feel like you can see the trauma. And same thing with Hindus with regards to Muslims. Everyone has it kind of with their enemy. I feel like Jewish people have it with kind of everyone because they were traumatized by the Christians and now they're surrounded by Muslims. So they feel like that on those ends. But then Hindus, I know, same thing. They do the same thing with Muslims. They're just like, oh, that guy's Muslim. Like, they don't even want Muslims in their house. One time this guy dropped me off at home and he just drove on the driveway and left. And my cousin, who was like living in our house, he goes, you let that Muslim drive on our driveway, you idiot? Drive on the driveway. He's like, you let that idiot Muslim drive on the driveway? We got to clean the driveway now. I mean, he didn't clean the driveway, but it's like, come on, dude. He literally drove up and just pulled out and left. And the guy wasn't even joking. He's like, you cannot let, this is a bad juju on the house. Musalman? No. And even when I was a kid, these guys, I'd go to these family events, these Patel events, not all the Patels, but in 100, you'd see one or two that are kind of like, hey, what are we going to do about a Muslim? Too many Muslim. We have to kill them. It's too many. Then they kill us. We don't kill them, they kill us. Too many Muslim. They are trying to overpopulate us. If they overpopulate, then they kill everyone. So we have to kill them. Periodically, just kill them, kill here. Nicest person, scared for the community, felt victimized. And then he would say, like, we gotta do something about these Muslims. And then this is what happens, though. Usually, the power transfers back and forth. Now, it looks like Hindus and Jews are going to win. In America, it doesn't look like Republican or Democrats really going to win. Like, they both look like... I think at one point, the Republicans could have won, but then the Democrats started taking money from the military and started taking money from the prison people, so they balanced out their lack of doing anything good with, like, getting all that money. So now it's just like a 50-50 party. They're both equally evil. They both feel so victimized that they're willing to do anything to attack their opponent, and they both basically spend their time fighting with each other. They don't do anything for American people. I mean, if you look at even the Democrats right now, how much time are all these lawsuits on Donald Trump causing you? Like, you're taking up the legal system, man, to fight with Trump on like 7 or 8 cases. The reason why they feel justified in doing that is because they think we're victimized and we're his victim, so we got to do anything. That's why they think it's okay. And then same thing with like Hamas and I feel like, yeah, Israel too, man. I mean, the way Israel's been treating them, I don't know. What are they going to do? What else are they going to... I'm not saying the only thing to do is this kind of terrorist attack, but like, it just seemed like it was going to come. You know, it was going to come. And a lot of people in Israel even are saying that it's conspiracy-ish, but a lot of people are saying that Netanyahu is either incompetent or he kind of let it happen to go and kill everyone. This is the conspiracies floating around, because the idea that these guys can even get away with it is insane. It's too much. But I don't think it's such a stretch, because this reminds me of Vietnam, where it's like you think you're so much bigger and more powerful than someone, and then those guys, you don't realize how scrappy that can make you. That can make you scrappy and aggressive. You know, like some people are sending me videos of these guys coming in on the what's it called? The videos of the guys coming in with the paraglider thingies. And I remember thinking, like, that's pretty sick, dude. I mean, this is what happens. This is what happens when you have nothing left. Then you start going paraglider. The other guys have, like, I wonder if more of these attacks are going to come. These are insane, man.
Motorized paragliders like these for recreation and thrill-seeking adventure. Powered paragliders can reach speeds over 30 miles an hour. They can take off and land in short spaces on rough terrain. For this California paraglider, it's a harmless, joyful pastime. But the terror organization Hamas had other ideas. Hamas used powered paragliders like this as a way to evade Israel's air defenses in the shocking cross-border attack. It's believed to be the first time paragliders have been used as an instrument of war.
Some of the militants used paragliders to cross into Israel. You can see one flying here, right next to a barrage of rockets.
This propaganda video was posted by Hamas. It shows the preparation for the aerial attack that has shocked the world. Some of the
They put out a video? See, this is crazy, man. That's why it's like, did the Israelis just let it? I mean, just the government. But again, I'm not blaming the Israeli people. Obviously, they've suffered. It's not fair for them to just die like this. But like, it makes you think the government is like, okay, let them do an attack, then we just kill them all.
Gliders carry two men, a pilot and a gunman. This extraordinary video shows the music festival underway as a fleet of paraglider terrorists approach. Paraglider Jim Shepard flies in Paris, California. He's appalled that aircraft like his have been used as instruments of terror. What's involved? How long does it take to learn how to fly?
You can learn how to fly this one with a trainer, probably a week to 10 days. And once you do it, it's like riding a bicycle.
An evil twist on a thrill-seeking pastime that brought terror from the sky.
Who is Hamas? Sheikh Ahmed Yassin, a Palestinian refugee, founded Hamas in 1987. The Arabic acronym for Hamas means Islamic Resistance Movement. The United States designated Hamas a terrorist group in 1997. Fair. Israeli forces killed Hamas founder Sheikh Ahmed Yassin in 2004. Damn. Got him. The group has ruled the Gaza Strip since violently seizing control from Palestinian Authority in 2007. So they took it from the Palestinian Authority. So they don't even represent the Palestinian people, really? Because I think they're funded by the Israelis and they like took power at some point. But now the people of Gaza are going to have to suffer because they did it, and that's bad. But this is really how all wars start. Even on the Israeli side, it's like people think it's one country against another country. It's actually the minority of people who feel so victimized on one side against the minority of people who feel so victimized on the other side. Generally conservatives, I find. That's why they're so hardline conservative, is because they're traumatized. They've seen some firsthand violence, whatever. And now they think like, well, the only thing to do is fight back. We have to fight back, whatever. So they're just always on the border looking for reasons to fight. And then the rest of us are just living our lives. We don't care, and we don't know what the hell's going on. Hamas launched attacks on Israel on October 7, 2023, taking hostages and killing hundreds of Israelis. Damn.
The brutality of Hamas, his bloodthirstiness brings to mind the worst rampages of ISIS.
This is bloodthirstiness.
This is terrorism. But sadly, for the Jewish people, it's not new.
It's crazy how everyone's just talking. Like, everyone's just talking like it's only, like, this came out of nowhere and it's only Israel. It's like, dude, you're occupying the land and you're constantly killing them. It's so ridiculous. Even the Canadian government is just has picked a team, and they're on one team. But you know what Zhuangzi would say is, don't join this. You know, you're being pulled into their traumas and you're being pulled into their fight. And what you should be doing is keeping yourself, like, trying to peacekeep, really, trying to remind people that they are. How does a true man of Tao walk through walls without obstruction and stand in fire without being burned? Not because of cunning or daring, not because he has learned, but because he has unlearned. His nature sinks to its root in one. His vitality, his power, hide in secret Tao. When he is all one, there is no flaw in him by which a wedge can enter. So a drunken man who falls out of a wagon is bruised but not destroyed. His bones are like the bones of other men, but his fall is different. His spirit is entire. He is not aware of getting into a wagon or falling out of one. Life and death are nothing to him. He knows no alarm. He meets obstacles without thought, without care, and takes them without knowing they are there. If there is such security in wine, how much more in Tao? The wise man is hidden in Tao. Nothing can touch him. Okay, that one didn't have anything to do with the military stuff, but there is one that is military based that I'm going to show you. Oh, we did Huitsu last time. No. Oh, I think... Okay, wait. Let's see if this is it. Huitsu said to Chuangzi, "All your teaching is centered on what has no use." Chuangzi replied, "If you have no appreciation for what has no use, you cannot begin to talk about what can be used. The earth, for example, is broad and vast, but all this expanse a man only uses a few inches, upon which he happens to be standing at that time. Now suppose you suddenly take away all that he is not actually using, so that all around his feet a gulf yawns, and he stands in the void, with nowhere solid except under each foot. How long will he be able to use what he is using?" Huitsu said, "It would cease to serve any purpose." Chuangzi concluded, "This shows the absolute necessity of what is supposed to have no use." That's interesting. So it does speak to our oneness and like not judging people as being useful or not useful, but that's not even the one. That's not the one. Okay, wait a minute. No. Okay, wait. That's not it. Okay, well, we have the political one. That's fine. This is the first one. This is really good. He who rules men lives in confusion. Low vibration. People who want to rule. People who want power. Low vibration. People only get into that stuff when they feel traumatized. This is what they teach these guys. This is from the Warring States period. Is that we are all run. This is why everyone's so quick to go to war. They're all so quick to go to war because the people in charge are all traumatized. Even the Deputy Prime Minister, Chrystia Freeland, we talked about this last time. Her grandfather's a Nazi. She's trying to whitewash it. She said it's her greatest political influence. She's been taught from a young age that you got to work on this whole, make everyone cool with Ukrainians. If you got to whitewash a little Nazi history, then you whitewash it, baby. That's what her grandpop taught her. And there's proof of it. We talked about it in the last episode. But anyway, let's continue this. He who rules men lives in confusion. He who is ruled by men lives in sorrow. Yao therefore desired neither to influence others nor to be influenced by them. The way to get clear of confusion and free from sorrow is to live with Tao in the land of the void. If a man is crossing a river and an empty boat collides with his own skiff, even though he be a bad-tempered man, he will not become angry. So yeah, like if a boat hits another boat that's empty, the guy hitting the boat won't get angry. That's what he says. But if he sees a man in the boat, he will shout to him to steer clear. If the shout is not heard, if the shout is not heard, he will shout again and yet again and begin cursing. So now he's getting angry. And all because there is somebody in that boat. Yet if the boat were empty, he would not be shouting and he would not be angry. If you can empty your own boat, crossing the river of the world, no one will oppose you. No one will seek to harm you. The straight tree is the first to get cut down. This is the part I wanted to read. The straight tree is the first to get cut down. The spring of clear water is the first to be drained dry. If you wish to improve your wisdom and shame the ignorant, to cultivate your character and outshine others, a light will shine around you, as if you had swallowed the sun and the moon, and you will not avoid calamity. A wise man said, "He who is content with himself has done worthless work. Achievement is the beginning of failure. Fame is the beginning of disgrace. He who can free himself of achievement and fame, then descend and be lost amid the masses of men, he will flow like Tao, unseen. He will go about like life itself, with no name and no home. Simple is he, without distinction. To appearances he is a fool. His steps leave no trace. He has no power. He achieves nothing. He has no reputation. Since he judges no one judges him. Such is the perfect man. His boat is empty." Okay, well, that's not the one. Basically, I was going to tell you one about a military recruiter. He says it in here, but then he doesn't say the other part. It says the straight tree is the first to be cut down. The hunched man is not recruited by the army. They basically have a slogan where I can't find it in here right now, but they have a slogan that says basically like, be a guy who's so lazy, who's so like weak that the army won't recruit him. So lazy that nobody would give him a job. So ugly that no woman would marry him. That's the one that I'm trying to find. But I can't find it right now. Jesus. Well, that's why you got that, that's the issue. P. Morton said, "I'd still be pissed. Who the F left an empty boat out there?" Yeah, that's true. It's like, why are you leaving a boat? Why are you leaving a boat out there? But there's no one to get mad at. I mean, the water could have just... Yeah, you could get mad that like someone tied it. Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. I mean, these are the oneness teachings, people. These are the oneness teachings. These are the teachings of loving kindness. Unfortunately, the one that was more directly related with that story, I can't find it right now. But I'll tell you this. It is like a low vibration to fight, because we are all one and we're supposed to raise the vibration. We'll figure it out. Empty boat mad is a different kind of mad, though. Yeah. Tao is the physics of harmony. Wu Wei all day. Steve Bearwald, what's up, baby? How you doing? Taoism, now you're speaking my language. Yeah, it's so good, dude. These discourses are incredible. These discourses I'm listening to right now. Like, I'll tell you one story from it. Quick story, actually. This is a true Zhuangzi discourse review. I'm listening to the 11-part discourse by Osho. And there's a story about a priest and a prostitute, and they die on the same day. And they live across the street from each other, and they die on the same day. Priest and the hooker. And they do a lot of these priest and hooker stories, actually, with Taoists and with these, like, this kind of religion, like this kind of, I would say Taoism heavily influenced Zen, but Taoism, Sufism, Zen, obviously, Buddhism, like all these religions, even Christ consciousness inside of Christianity, all these Rosicrucian, there's like so many of them. They all believe they basically believe in this scale, this righteousness scale, that higher vibration is love, and that's our true nature. And then all fighting, bitterness, anger, that's a low vibration. And it's actually not even real. It's all based on ignorance. It's all based on like, you're actually using a big part of your brain to convince yourself of these things because they're not really real. But anyway, this Taoist teaching I heard, it was about this priest and a hooker. They die on the same day. And there's all these there's the team that comes to get each of them, because when you die, death has to take your soul. But in this story, it's like the priest and the hooker die on the same day, and there's like a team that came to get that came from heaven, and there's a team that came from hell. So the team from heaven, they just took the priest. Like they show up on the same day, both dead same day. The heaven team takes the priest, the hell team takes the hooker. Heaven team gets up to heaven, they're at the gate. The guy at the gate, checking the books, checking the name registry, he says, "Sorry, guys, this guy's not on the list." And they're like, no, he's a priest. He's got to be on the list. Checks again, not on the list. And then they're telling him, like, well, this hooker died. The guy tells him at the gate, he says, "Okay, give me the address." Confirm the address. Okay, looks at the address. Oh, this address? We are expecting a prostitute. You're supposed to get the prostitute. And these guys are like, oh, they took the prostitute to hell. We brought the priest to heaven. So then they had to go back. So then they go back, and I guess the girl, because when you're going to hell, I don't think the way it's set up, they don't have a guy saying you're not allowed in. They just have like long lineups because it's hell. It's like, and it's already like hell has begun. So they take the hooker down here. She's not even supposed to be there, but she's standing in line in this hellish landscape. And these guys come down and they're like, hey, good thing we got you. Good thing we got you, because they would have just let her in. And they said, okay, we got the wrong person. We got to take her up, and the priest stays here with you guys. And they're just talking about it. And I guess the heaven guy told these guys before they came down, basically they're like, why is this one going to heaven? Why is this one going to hell? And what they were basically told is that this priest and the hooker, they lived across the street from each other. But they always kind of liked each other, but because it was a very strict society, they were never allowed to talk. They were never allowed to hang out. So what was happening is that every time the priest is doing these big prayers, doing these things, the hooker, she felt guilty, like, I'm not good, I can't go in there because I'm just a hooker, no one's going to want me there. But she would come close, she would like dress up a little bit, come close in, hiding in the darkness, just to listen to God's word. And she would be like, oh, that's so nice. And so her genuine loving and listening to God's word, those songs, because she was genuinely loving it and enjoying it and just so like, she was like lost in it. And God was like, she gets it, man. She gets me. She's real. She's connected to me. You know what I mean? Like, she feels the music. Because, the Sufis say, I've said this before, the Sufis say that God is not a person in the sky, but like the feeling you get when you hear a good piece of music. So she's sitting there really enjoying the music and, it's so beautiful. God's word is so beautiful. Oh, I wish I could go. But she never went in. Anyway, when they're doing the prayers, that's what she's thinking about. But also, when they're doing the prayers, the priest who's running the prayer, when they're doing the prayers, the priest is just thinking about banging the hooker. So he's going through all these sex fantasies in his head. So the whole time he was supposed to be doing prayer to God, he's doing it all fake. He's doing sex fantasies in his head. The girl, she's getting the blessings. And they switch. And this is a typical Taoist story. They really believe in genuineness. So because the priest was just doing it, you know what I mean? And also like, hey man, you're a priest. She's trying to come in. She wants to join. You should have brought her in like Jesus did with the hooker in the Jesus story, Mary Magdalene. You should have got the hooker and been like, hey, come on in. This is a community, and we're not going to shun her. She wants to sing and dance and listen to the singing. We can't just say, no, sorry, no hookers. It's a place of God. And the Christians in Toronto, on Lansdowne in Bloor, there's a church attached to a strip club. And I remember I met the guy who runs it, and it was like this 22-year-old guy from Alberta, and he's like, yeah, well, we got to help him. I was like, do you ever go? He's like, oh, no. But we got to help him. We're actually, there's one or two of them come for service. So we got, sometimes he goes outside and he just asks them. Like, he knows when the girls come out now. So when they come out, they're like, hey ladies, we got church service next door. Hi, guys. Hi, ladies. I'm sure, did probably great work today. Here you go. Just it's a little flyer for the service next door. We're doing service next door. If y'all want to come, you're welcome. God loves you. Thank you. That's righteous. That's the righteous attitude. But this is like a Hindu priest. Hindus have no sympathy for anyone in jail. I'll tell you this right now, okay? And I've said this on stage too. Christians and Muslims, they have like jail programs where they try to go get people from jail and reform them and help them out. They have people working in jail to help whatever. Hindus, Jews too. If you went to jail, we're not coming to help you. No goddamn way. You know what I mean? And that's not righteous, actually. You should help them. So anyway, that's how the priest and the hooker got flipped. And if the priest had just acted on his instincts, he should have been sneaking out the other way, go back around, get the hooker, man. Because obviously, there's nothing wrong with being a hooker. She's gotten into heaven. You're not in heaven. You're going to hell. You should have just been going to the hooker the whole time. What a waste. She is going to go, and because she genuinely loved the songs, loved God's word, and so she got in. Classic, though. Classic Taoist story. They always favor the hooker, because even in Buddhism, they do this. And then always the priest and the politician, they're always calling them out that this is not true love of God. And if you look at all the religious institutions, what do? They're busy doing judgments. They're trying to get you to fight each other. Even if you look at Israel-Palestine issue that's happening right now, people say like it's all funded by Jews or whatever. It's actually mostly funded, I think, by American Christians, because they think Jesus is going to come back if they can get all the Jews in Israel, something like that. So this is what religious people are doing. Traditional religion is very political, very fighting, very judgmental on gays, on prostitutes, on sex workers, or whatever it is. And it's the Taoists that call them out and say, this is not righteous. What you are doing, it is not righteous. And they call them out. This is a scathing attack. This whole parable of the priest and the hooker, it's a scathing attack on the political and the religious institutions. It's a scathing attack on them. What good have you done? God does not even want you in his presence. God is turning you from the gate. That's what they're saying. It's a big insult to the priest community, to the real priest community. It's a big insult. The real preacher, the real priest is doing what we're doing here. Talking from the heart, pontificating from the heart, talking about what we love and what we think is important. That's what it is. So, hold on. Taoism is heavy on virtue ethics. World needs more hookers. Priests may be... let's switch over to... Let's see some of these comments. What? Why is this window changed? Steve Bearwall, what's up, baby? Taoism is heavy on virtue ethics. Yeah. They basically teach, like, not to be virtuous a lot of time. They basically say, like, if you're trying to be all high and mighty, you're the sinner. And that's why all these priests and politicians, they think they're closest to God. They're the biggest sinners, y'all. They're the biggest sinners. And we still got to talk about that sinner, Justin Trudeau, in a second. We're going to bring him up. I got a clip of him pissing me off. And when I saw the clip, I could feel God's spirit in me saying, pontificate, son, pontificate. P. Morton said, world needs more hookers more than priests, in my humble opinion. But I've had a few concussions. Really, P. Morton, you have a few concussions, eh? That's interesting that you say that, but because I also agree with you that, like, hookers are... I wish it was legal, and I wish there was more, because they would be cheaper. It would just be, like, at every corner. You know what I mean? Like, it should be, like, you know, just a out in the open business you can do. $50, God is great. Because right now we're hiding it. It's very expensive. People are going to have to go to other countries to do it because it's judged. It's, you know what I mean? It's like, just do the sex work out in the open, I think. But, and even married people, you know, you're married, you want to go get a sex worker, what the hell? You know, it's like, well, who cares? Does it matter? What do you guys think? I wonder what the Taoists would say about that. I mean, as long as your wife knows, I think the Taoists would be like, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. As long as your wife knows about it, you can't do it without her knowing or him knowing. Him knowing. Could be a male hooker. But I think it should be, that seems to be the way to go with that. Because, yeah, like, you know, because a hooker, here's the thing with hookers, right? Is that when you look at these crazies out there being violent, being aggressive, what's really the only positive way to channel their aggression is through sex. Through sex, as long as they don't cross the line into being... No, that's a little bitch slap. That's a little pussy-ass bitch slap. Slap harder. Slap like you're not a little pussy, dude. Slap. Yes. They have to teach you to really go at it. You know, I've been laughed at because a girl said slap me, and then I slap them, and they're like, never mind. And I got to be like, no, I can do it. You know, then that, and even back then, 10, 15 years ago, I still was like, no, I can do it. Nothing. And they're just like, yeah, never mind. No, it's not for you. They kind of do that. Now, if someone says, that's all you got, you can get, you know, I'm going to give him a good one. Not a concussion, but I'm going to give him a good one. Like, more like skin stinging, not so much concussion. You know what I mean? It's more like the skin stings. You got to get the hard slapper on there. But that's a good way to focus the aggression of violent people. It's maybe the only positive place to focus it. Because right now we have a culture that says, oh, send them to war. Or put them in jail forever. It's like, well, they could have, you know, maybe the easy hookers is the way to, you know, even avoid alcoholism. Because, I mean, you got 50, it's like if the hooker's $50 and out in the open and you can just go drinking, I think, you know, I think a lot of guys would be like, no, I don't want to drink because then it'll ruin the sex. I'm going to have sex. That's better. That's great. I'll just have sex. I don't need to go ahead. I don't need to drink. People might stop drinking. So anyway, just something to think about. Got hit and run on my bicycle once. I forgave the guy since he dragged my unconscious body out of the streets before he took off. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. P. Morton, glad you made it through, baby. That's great. Empty boat made a different kind of mad, though. Yeah, that's true. Tao is the physics of harmony. Wu Wei all day. Yes, 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 yes. Justice consciousness, Gwyn, with that wrench. With that wrench. Even he says, seriously, the Trump stuff is out of hand. Honestly, like, they're just spending all their time fighting with Trump. It's ridiculous. P. Morton, Mad Max, the Road Warrior style. I know, right? Dude, they... Honestly, those carts, the paragliders, they should have some bombs on them too, right? Like, why not? Why not just be, bombs away? It can't be accurate, but, you know. ZF, beautiful just like you. Sophia Gibson, welcome to the service. The drip is about putting Canada on check for awarding Nazis on 2 different occasions. Yes, 100%. 100%. Let's bring that up actually real quick before we get into Trudeau. This is something that was sent to us by CEB Applejack. Thank you for the thank you for this, Applejack. A very important article for us to look at. Canada apologizes for honor awarded to ex-Nazi soldier in 1987. So it's not even the first time. It's not even the first time. You know? Ottawa, October 4th, Reuters. Canada's Governor-General Mary Simon has apologized for a top Canadian honor awarded in 1987 to a former Nazi soldier who moved to Canada after World War II and went on to become the Chancellor of the University of Alberta. Chancellor. The Governor-General at the time awarded the Order of Canada, a top civilian honor that recognizes outstanding achievement and service to the nation, to Peter Savarin, who was praised for promoting multiculturalism in Canada. Multiculturalism. So that's their culture. The Nazi culture is also multiculturalism. That's his thing. They're like, we believe in multiculturalism. Hey, if this guy's a Nazi, well, that's their culture. That's basically what Hindus are getting right now. They're getting like a free pass for being brown, but they are kind of like into some Nazi shit. They're into some like pure... India should be a pure country, pure race, pure blood, whatever. They're kind of into it, but because they're brown, it's like, that's not our place to make judgments on them. But Severin had a past serving in one of Adolf Hitler's Waffen SS units. It is with deep regret that we acknowledge that Mr. Peter Savarin has appointed to the Order of Canada in 1987, and we express our sincere apology to Canadians for any distress or pain his appointment may have caused, said a statement from Simon's office shared with Reuters on Wednesday. Simon's apology was first reported on Tuesday by Jewish publication Forward, which raised concerns over Savarin's background in the wake of a scandal over Yaroslav Hunka, a former Nazi soldier who was praised in Canada's parliament. Savarin and Hunka had fought in the same Waffen SS unit. The incident led to the resignation of House Speaker, who said he had made a mistake. Savarin's appointment to the order was terminated after his death in 2017 per protocol. Historical appointments to the Order of Canada reflect a specific moment in time and would have been based on limited information sources available at that time, the statement from Simon's office said. No, I think you knew he was a Nazi, but people... This is the thing about Nazis. This is the thing about even like Khalistani guys in Canada. Like they're tough guys, man. Military guy, even U.S. military guys. Anyone who's down to fight physically, when you have a meeting in an office with them, they're gonna push you around. You're not gonna be able to stand up. Like the military guy is gonna push harder than like some bureaucrat. The military guy's gonna be like, it has to be done. We need the money right now. You have to give us the money right now, or everyone will be dead. So give us the money, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? The Hunka incident has led to calls for Ottawa to release the Deschênes Commission's report from the 1980s that probed the alleged presence of war criminals in Canada. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said on Wednesday that top public servants were looking carefully into the issue, including digging into archives. Not Chrystia Freeland, I bet. Because I think she's whitewashing it all. Governor General Simon is Canada's official representative of Head of State King Charles. Reporting by Ishmael Shakil and Steve Scherer in Ottawa. Edited by Rosalba O'Brien. Very good. Thank you, Applejack. Yeah, no, I think Canada's soft on the Nazis, for sure. It's an embarrassment, people. It's an embarrassment. But let's look at this clip that we were supposed to cover from the beginning. This shows you how much Canada is a joke in India's eyes.
Tonight, I want to know what... Now, before I end the show tonight, I want to know, what does Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau want? Why is he continuing his mischief? The Canadian Prime Minister has once again raised eyebrows.
Why does he continue his mischief? Something that I think Canada needs to realize is that I think Canada does have this attitude towards India that, like, because this is the colonizers, this is the Western-centric, Western supremacist mentality, the colonizers' mentality, that we are here and India is here. They think like USA is number one, and then Canada's here, and then India, you're here. So you better listen to what I say. That's what Canada thinks. And that's how Canada's always treated India. Yes. Even in the Air India bombings, a terrorist attack, the Canadian government didn't work well with the Indian government to find those guys, bring them to justice. I think the Canadian government let a couple of them off the hook. They only really arrested one. The other two were let off the hook. Like they don't respect India's, they don't respect India as an equal. And you're going to see why here. Listen, during the British Empire, Canada and Australia were dominion states, and then India was a crown jewel. And then Africa and everything else was below India. That's why the Indians got to colonize Africa, because they basically were like, look, we're nice guys. We're not just going to leave India hanging. We'll teach them how to colonize. And they let Indians go and colonize parts of Africa. They basically set it all up. They said, okay, we're going to set you up. You're like our little junior. You're our junior little colonizer. And you're going to colonize the shit out of those blacks. Come on, guys. That's what they did. So India still has a mentality of like, it goes USA, England here. Then Europeans, maybe. Some France, Germany, maybe is a little above. Then Canada, Australia. Then Eastern Europe, then India, then Russia, Africa, Asia, South America. That's the order, so we are in charge of... That's what Canada thinks. That's what Canada thinks with all this mischief. And I like that she's saying mischief. She's speaking like a true... Like, he needs to learn the respect of, like, these people are going to be above you now. You might have a hierarchy in your head, but India, the Hindu is rising, and India will be number one in 10 years. So start learning respect and end this mischief. I like that.
This tweet. Let me read out what he posted on X, formerly Twitter.
This
on the
is
phone
so
today,
dumb.
His Highness Mohammed bin Zayed and I spoke about the current situation in Israel. We expressed our deep concern and discussed the need to protect civilian life. So far, so good. But here comes the problematic part. The same post read, and I quote, "We also spoke about India and the importance of upholding and respecting the rule of law." Yes, Trudeau spoke to the president of the UAE, a close friend of India. Then he put what's happening in Israel and Canada's row with India in the same post, as if the urgency is in any way comparable. And if that wasn't enough, he also preached the rule of law to India. Why, Mr. Trudeau, why can't you just move on? All your allies have. Why are you still pushing your shaky agenda? Canada has received scanty support from its allies. The most notable silence has come from the US. 20 days have passed, President Joe Biden hasn't made any public statement. Besides tepid statements about some officials, the US has maintained a safe distance from this row. As for the UK, Trudeau also cried foul to Prime Minister Sunak. And what did Downing Street have to say? In a statement, it expressed hope for de-escalation in the India-Canada diplomatic row. Now, Canada may be tolerant of terrorism on its soil, but the UK says it is not.
Ouch. India's pissed. India's pissed, if you can't tell. India is not happy. This is ridiculous, though. Let's just read this again. Let's let her read it again.
Phone today, His Highness Mohammed bin Zayed and I spoke about the current situation in Israel. We expressed our deep concern and discussed the need to protect civilian life. So far, so good. But here comes the problematic part. The same post read, and I quote, "We also spoke about India and the importance of upholding and respecting the rule of law."
Who do you think you are? You're talking to the Saudis? Saying India should respect the rule of law? Who are you? The thing is, the Saudis love India. So there's no way the Saudis are going to sit there and chit-chat gossip with you. You know what happened? It's probably like the two diplomats get on the phone. First of all, it's on the phone, you idiot. You're not even important enough. Like with India, it would be a Zoom call. It would be an in-person meeting. Canada is not even important enough to the Saudis to even see the guy in person. It's just, okay, yeah, we'll do a phone call. Diplomatic phone call, they call. This conversation's over. Then this guy goes, "So, how's your daughter's university?" And the guy goes, "Good, thank you for asking. Very nice you to ask. Tell me how your daughter is in a vacation in a Banff on Alberta. How is she doing over there? She's having fun." And Trudeau's like, "Yes, thank you for asking." Long, awkward. This is after they've talked about the real shit they have to talk about. Then you have the awkward, like, "So your daughter, how is she doing?" Whatever. And then another awkward silence. And then Trudeau says, "I hear India's killing a lot of Muslims. You're probably not happy about that." And then the Saudi guy's probably like, "What he's talking India? Why he's talking India? What he's talking India? He's talking. Yes, this is bad." And then Trudeau probably goes, "Yes, we think it's important that they respect the rule of law. Don't you agree?" And the Arab guy goes, Yes, everyone should follow rule of law. Okay, if meeting over, finish, bye." Why he's talking about India? What he's doing? That's probably what happened. There's no way, and let's watch the rest of us. There's no way that the Saudis are getting on the phone with Trudeau and talking shit about India. There's no way. They are very good allies. That's not how politics works. They don't just get on the phone with the Saudis. The Saudis don't just go around to other... So the Saudis are probably like, why the fuck did you say that?
With India to tackle the threat from Khalistanis. As per reports, the British Prime Minister plans to visit India again by October end. This will be his second visit in less than 2 months. India and the UK are also in talks for a free trade agreement. If signed, the agreement would be a boost for India and British trade ties. Does Trudeau think the UK will back India? Canada stands largely isolated on the global stage at this point. The US and the UK haven't done much. So Trudeau tried his luck with the UAE. He tried to provoke one of India's most important friends. Little does he know that India-UAE ties are too strong to be shaken by his unfounded claims.
Idiot. And you know what? We're going to talk about the low vibrationality of this, but let's continue.
These countries have been friends since 1972. There have been high-level bilateral visits between the two sides from time to time. In fact, only last week, the India-UAE high-level joint task force meeting took place. The two friends are part of several multilateral platforms, such as the I2U2. When India hosted the G20 summit last month, it invited the UAE as a guest country.
I2U2. I2U2. It must be, that's probably how they're selling it. That's such an Indian slogan. What is love? I2U2. Something like that. They make slogans like that. Like with China, before China attacked them in 73, the Indian government put out a slogan, and they had all these people in India chanting, Hindi Chini bye bye, Hindi Chini bye bye, which means like Hindus and Chinese are brothers. Hindu, Chinese, brothers. But they did it Chini. It was like Hindi Chini bye bye. So they even call them Chinis. Didn't work because India was chanting the slogan and the Chinese attacked them. Like physically like murdered a bunch of people and like beat the shit out of them basically. Right after, because I think India, like I think Nehru knew that, like I don't know if it was Nehru, I don't know who it was who did the slogan, and I don't remember the exact year, but like whoever did the slogan, they could see like rising tensions, so they were like, no, Hindi Chini bye bye, Hindi Chini bye bye, brother, and then the Chinese attacked them. It's so insulting, how offensive for the Chinese to, like we're literally chanting in the streets.
The UAE is the second largest export destination of India. Last year, it was India's third largest trading partner. Need I tell you more? The bottom line is, India and the UAE ties run deep, and if Trudeau thinks he can win the UAE's favor through one phone call and some baseless claims, he would be delusional, to say the least. Trudeau is yet to present any evidence for his so-called credible allegations against India. Once again, I'll raise the same question. Where is the proof, Mr. Trudeau? Let me be clear, this whippersnapper leader's unfounded claims.
Whoa! Whippersnapper leader. This is what they're saying about India. This is what they're saying about Canada. This guy's a whippersnapper. He's a whippersnapper.
Proof, Mr. Trudeau. Let me be clear, this whippersnapper leader's unfounded claims are not going to disturb these strong ties. Beyond World is...
Damn, dude. She's like the next Bulky Sharma. She is getting the next Bulky Sharma. She's got that feel. She's got that look. I do want to show one last thing, Rao, and this was with Bulky Sharma. Trudeau heckled. This is a good one. This is by actual Bulky Sharma. Rewind Cat says, the whippersnapper leader. You would have to pay me a boatload of cash to live Saudi. For real. Really, eh? You wouldn't live in this? You don't live in Saudi Arabia? Open relationships. What are your thoughts? I wouldn't do it. I think an open relationship means like just say you're not dating yet. You know what I mean? Because you can just as a guy. I know guys and I know girls that just have a rotation. They don't say open relationship. They just say, I'm not in a relationship and I'm just banging 3 dudes or I'm banging 3 girls or whatever it is. The people who want to make it like, no, let's make it official. I'm officially dating 3 of you. You're a weirdo. Sorry, but you're a weirdo. Okay? It's not that people haven't been doing open relationships. Trying to make it like this positive mental health thing and like out in the open, let's tell everyone, that's bullshit, dude. Just stop. I'm not saying one relationship at a time. I'm saying if you don't want to date someone, if you want to date 3 people, I honestly think more than 3 people is even too much because who has time? This girl was telling me one time, she's like, I'm dating 5 guys right now in my open relationship, and it's really hard because, you know, my number 3 guy is getting jealous of my number 1 guy. And I'm like, you idiot. This is why you don't get any goddamn work done. You're dating 5 guys? What's your schedule like? And you have to make time for all? And she's like, yeah, well, you have to make time for every single one. Because then the number 3 starts to feel like the number 1's getting all the time. And it's like you have to, you know, hang out with them and make them feel like they're loved. She's basically a nice way of saying, like, you're banging 5 guys. It's fine. I don't mind. Why not have maybe a boyfriend? And then I bang. And then, but it's, okay. I'm okay with you, a boyfriend, girlfriend. And if you can maintain it, like both of you are allowed to fuck around, fine. But then don't start saying like, I have 4. I guess the polyamorous is the issue maybe for me. Open relationship, it's like, okay, fine, if you can pull it off. It's for hot people only. I think my Italian mom would murder me if I was in an open relationship. Of course she would, dude. It's ridiculous. She's breaking out the Looney Tune insults, P. Morton. That's so true. This is a whippersnapper. You're dating 5 guys. Do you sell burgers or something? Come on, yeah, whippersnapper. Who's the whippersnapper now? P. Morton. Okay, let's see. This is a great video. This is the last video we're going to do today. Let's take a look at it.
And now let's talk about Canada. Justin Trudeau is having a rough time. The criticism is mounting. He's facing it not just in Parliament, but also on the streets of Canada. You have to look at this.
Criminals! Look at his freaking butt tee, bro. Look at his butt tee.
I don't like, this is obviously a brown guy talking over, and he goes, look at this bati, look at this bati. It's nothing wrong with that, sir. That's where I'm going to push back on whoever did this heckle. So what if he's gay? Because that's, I know what you're saying. You're saying, look at this bati. Look at this bati man, a.k.a. have sex in butts, men's butts, gay, is what you're trying to say. And I condemn you for that. That's wrong commentary. There's nothing wrong with him being gay.
Pleasure to see you as well. Hey there, how you doing?
I'm not shaking your hand, bro. You're a man.
Why is that, sir?
You up the entire country. You got our buddy over there.
Yeah, but how did I mess up this country?
Can anybody afford a home in this day?
Damn, ripped him. It goes on from there.
Refused to shake his hand. Trudeau just cannot catch a break.
It's so weird that he's like, you don't like me? Look at this idiot. Why would people
I'm
like...
not shaking your hand, bro. You're a
You don't like me? I'm the Prime Minister. You don't like me? No, dude. You're winning minority governments. It's been 2 minority governments, okay? So most people didn't vote for you. What delusion. I think maybe because his dad was so loved that he just thinks like, well, everyone loves me, right? You don't love me? Look at how sad, dude. He looks like he's crying. Looks like he's crying. So quick. So quick. Look at this bati.
Why is that, sir?
You up the entire country. You got our buddy over there.
Yeah, but
Got our buddy over there. Such a white Canadian, such a Canadian brown guy. He's saying bati, but then he's like, got our buddy over there. Got our bud.
how did I mess up this country?
Can anybody afford a home in this day?
Refused to shake his hand. Trudeau just cannot catch a break. This video has gone viral on social media, and in the real world too, Justin Trudeau is getting no relief. 2 weeks after his outburst, his team is busy pacifying India. This week, we witnessed a shift. Justin Trudeau changed his tone. He said he's not looking to escalate. His foreign minister did the same. She sought to engage with India, but privately. The hope was that this will reduce tensions. But India remains firm, and it is saying 2 things. Show us the proof and take your diplomats out of here. 41 of them. They've been asked to leave India, and they are leaving. The deadline is October 10, so less than 5 days to go. A new report says the Canadians have started leaving India. We don't have the numbers, but we're told most diplomats stationed outside Delhi have left. How many missions does Canada have in India?
And you know what's crazy is that those diplomats, they're all moved to like Singapore, like just basically countries around India because Canada still needs them to emigrate. Idiots! You need India there's 2 issues. One, you need India. You need the population. Canada does not have an economy without all these Indian immigrants coming over here and going to school, paying for education in Canada, $20,000 a year, Canadian education, and then staying to do jobs to pay that back, paying taxes on whatever they make. Like, this is where Canada's economy is coming from. Without the workforce, we have nothing. That's why they moved the diplomats to these other countries so they can still process the paperwork. 2, you are no longer the dominion power and India is the crown jewel power. It's flipping. So stupid. Why does he do this?
There's a High Commission in New Delhi and 3 consulates in Bengaluru, Chandigarh and Mumbai. Now, reports say the consulate staff has mostly left, a majority of them. That's what the Canadian press is saying. They're heading to 2 countries, Malaysia and Singapore. And more departures are expected in the days ahead. That's because India has asked for parity. India has 21 diplomats in Canada, but Canada had 62 diplomats in India. So for them to achieve parity, Ottawa will have to remove 41 of its people.
We need an election. Yeah, even Alessandro Novielli, who is very liberal, I know, right? Alessandro, everything Trudeau says makes me cringe now. It's so true, dude. He's such a loser. Why is he like this? So fake.
Now, we cannot say if they will remove 41, but it's evident that they are reducing their strength. How will this impact the visa process? Obviously, it won't be business as usual. If you already have a visa, there's no reason for you to worry, you can travel. If you're applying or have applied, the waiting time may be longer. There's a lot of conversation around this. Also, a lot of advice on what to do and what not to do. Some experts say you can travel to a third country and apply for a visa from there.
Oh my God.
You have to be really desperate to do that, though.
And nobody wants to go to India that bad. Let's be honest. You know, when they shut down the Indian visa office, I was like, well, I'm good. I've been to India like 10 times. I don't want to go back. Like, I'm good. I have a bunch of family there who asked me to come back. And it's like, now I get to be like, well, I can't. Government. Idiot Trudeau. Idiot Trudeau. I can't even go back to India.
Canada is yet to share any contingency plans. Canadian universities are monitoring the situation closely. A new semester is about to begin. The students are worried. Reports say many of them are delaying enrollment. Some colleges are also offering alternatives like short-term courses. They're less expensive than a full-time degree. The idea is to keep the students engaged. They can complete a short course, which will be most likely...
Wow, dude. It's like, you idiot. It's already barely worth it for the Indian students to come here. They might as well go to like another country now. So now you're just making it more difficult. He's so dumb.
And once they're done and hopefully tensions ease, they can apply to join full-time. But the students are a worried lot. They're dealing with a lot of uncertainty. There are no timelines, and this is causing anxiety. Those who are already in Canada are worried about their safety. Last month, India had issued an advisory. It had asked Indian citizens, including students, to exercise caution to avoid certain areas. Now, Canadian universities are issuing statements of assurance, like the University of Toronto. Recently, it released a statement promising support to all Indian students. But that statement also made a candid admission. The university says, and I'm quoting, "We do not have answers to many pressing questions." Maybe they should turn to their Prime Minister. He started this. He must find a way to end this. And cracking down on Khalistani terrorists would be a good place to begin.
Palki! See, Palki is not going to say whippersnapper, but she's going to give you that last... Why don't you go after the terrorists instead of going after your ally? I'm Palki Sharma, and that's the news. Basically, not wrong. Not wrong. Nothing she said is technically incorrect. So... P. Morton says, white lady hippies love India for some reason. Yeah, so whatever. Those 100 can't go to India now. Fuck them, dude. Honestly. This is what you got. Tell Trudeau. Tell Trudeau. If you don't like it, tell Trudeau. This is the last thing, actually. I did want to talk about this as well. This is wild, people. This is wild to me because I'm really concerned about... People are talking about AI. This is the first time I feel concerned about AI. Let me show you something. This is the first time I feel concerned about AI. Let me show you. Look at this. First of all, this video, that thumbnail you just saw for like half a second, that thumbnail you just saw, that thumbnail, these graphics, this voice, and I think this script is all written by AI. Let's take a listen.
I'm going to play a video for you now that will teach you how to vibrate at a certain frequency in order to bring into existence what it is that you desire.
Match the frequency of your dreams and they will manifest.
This is the most effective method there is for bringing things into your life. You've probably heard us go on and on about how vitally crucial it is to raise your frequency in order to live the life you want to live. But I've recently been doing research on this very idea.
It's crazy because, okay, he's saying that he did research on this very idea, but this, like, the voiceover, the fact that they have the transcript ready, This whole thing's made by AI. Are you kidding me? I mean, these visuals are.
How do you go about increasing the frequency of your vibration?
The voice is AI.
In particular.
Why wouldn't you voice it? Because if you voice these words, you're getting the blessing. You're channeling the source, but the guy's not even saying it. So he's using the AI to say it. He's probably using the AI to write the script. Because you probably have to give the AI the first meme clip and be like, okay, make a video explaining this.
What steps can you take to raise your frequency such that it vibrates at the same level as your dream life? This is the topic that will be covered in today's video. Consciousness and vibrational frequency are inextricably linked. When one's frequency is low, they experience a corresponding reduction in their level of consciousness. When you are at a high frequency, you are in an increased state of consciousness, and your perception is heightened. However, when you are in a low frequency, your perception is restricted. Because your ego is restricting the flow of life force and source energy, it is also restricting the flow of intuition and love via your mind and body.
Applejack, you just opened an online clothing store? Dude. This is perfect because we need to make some clothes here too. Can you give us a link there, Applejack? Let's review it right now. We'll take a look at it. Thank you.
The lower your vibratory frequency, the less you are able to grasp.
How beautiful are these visuals, though? This is all done by AI. Humanity is finished. Like, we can't even give each other spiritual advice. The AI is better at that. This is ridiculous. Let's go here. I'll show you. This isn't even the only one. I'll show you another one.
In today's enlightening video, we will explore the sacred principles of vibration and how...
Soul info. Totally AI generated. I mean, the voice is AI. The visuals are AI. They got the words on the screen. Probably AI on that.
You can elevate your own vibration to
43,000 subs.
These timeless teachings offer profound insights into the energy that surrounds us and the transformative power it holds.
Why aren't you reading it?
Join us on this journey of self-discovery and growth. The essence of vibration.
God is love. God loves you more than anyone. God thinks that you are a beautiful, precious angel and the apple of God's eye. It's like, I don't know, the inspiration. Like, this is it's supposed to be inspirational. Read your own. Like, fine, you use the AI to make the script. You use the AI to make the visuals. That's fine, fair enough. Can you read it, brother?
Vibration is the fundamental essence of the universe.
That's true.
It's the subtle energy that flows through everything.
Correct.
Connecting all living beings and the cosmos itself.
Yep.
Understanding vibration is like discovering the secret code of existence.
But why can't you say it? Why does the computer have to say this to me? It's a lot, people. I mean, this is peak. I'm not saying don't use AI. Use the AI. Write the script with AI. But now you are making a spiritual channel where you want to educate the community on soul info. Can you read it, please? Can you at least show me that another human being is feeling this and channeling these words and expressing something to me that's from their heart? You got an AI to read it?
And it holds the key to unlocking higher states of consciousness.
That's also true.
The impact of your vibration. Your personal vibration is like a unique energetic signature that radiates from you. It's influenced by your thoughts,
go. You want to see another one? Let's see another one.
Actions, and the environment.
Look at this power of non-doing.
Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. These are the immortal words from the Tao Te Ching,
this is the
an ancient
Taoist
Chinese text credited to the sage Lao Tzu.
Why can't you read it, though? This is ninja mind mastery. Did you master your mind? If you can't even read the script, the visuals, fine. But even the visuals, you should let the AI work some of it, and then you pick the final visuals. That's fine, fair enough. Let the AI write the script, then you make it your own. Read it. As you're reading it, you're like, no, I would say it like this, I would say it like this. Throw in your own anecdote, you know? But we're going to blame AI. It's not AI's fault, it's us, it's humanity. We are broken.
This profound quote captures the essence of an ancient Eastern philosophy concept known as Wu Wei. At the heart of Taoism, Wu Wei, translating to non-doing or effortless action, is a principle guiding one to live in harmony with the flow of life, to move with the currents of the world instead of against them. Wu Wei does not imply inaction, but rather it encourages action that is spontaneous and effortless, arising from a deep connection with the natural world and our inherent nature. In our modern, fast-paced society, where we often find ourselves rushing and multitasking, the concept of Wu Wei seems both alien and alluring. It beckons us towards a slower, more mindful way of life, promising peace and fulfillment in return. It poses an enticing question. Can the practice of effortless action help us navigate the tumultuous seas of modern life with grace and serenity? In this journey today, we'll explore 5 key lessons from Wu Wei. Lessons that are not just relevant, but incredibly vital to our personal and professional lives in today's world. Lesson 1. Embrace the flow of life. A water drop on a leaf, a river cutting through a valley, the sun setting at dusk. Nature doesn't resist, it simply flows. This is the first lesson that Wu Wei teaches us, to embrace the flow of life. Contrary to some interpretations, going with the flow isn't about passivity or indifference. Rather, it's about actively engaging with the world around us and within us, recognizing and respecting the natural currents of life. It is about choosing the path of least resistance, not out of laziness or a desire to evade difficulty, but from a deep understanding of the inherent rhythms of nature and our own nature. Picture yourself canoeing in a stream. If you paddle against the current, you'll exert a lot of energy.
Everything's correct. I heard all of it. It's all correct. None of it's wrong. None of it's, incorrect. It's all right. It's all righteous. But why can't you read it? 133 comments. Holy shit. Embrace the flow of life. Release the need to control. Cultivate mindful non-doing. Trust your intuition. Find joy in the ordinary. This is great stuff. Transcend the ego with Buddha's guidance.
Our ego, a complex construct shaped by societal norms and personal beliefs, often masks our genuine self.
Also true.
It clings to ideals, status, and perceptions of success, creating a false sense of self that dictates our actions. If we remain unaware, the ego's influence leads to unpleasant sensations and destructive outcomes. It's as though the master of our lives is not our true nature, but this egoic self, an illusory construct projected through the mind-created dimensions of past and future into the now. This ego...
See, you know what's crazy? Look at this first pinned message, okay? Guaranteed this was also written by the AI. Because who writes this much? We are incredibly excited to share our latest exploration, Transcend the Ego with Buddha's Guidance. This video has been a labor of love, an embodiment of our journey together towards self-discovery and enlightenment. We dive into Buddha's teachings, unraveling the nature of the ego and exploring ways to transcend it. These teachings hold transformative potential for all of us, bringing us closer to understanding our true selves and the interconnectedness of all beings. Remember, the journey to transcend the ego is not a destination, but a continuous process. It's about recognizing, understanding, and learning not to be governed by the ego. It's about nurturing our ability to live with wisdom, compassion, and equanimity. As always, we are eager to hear your thoughts, reflections, and experiences. How have you engaged with these teachings? What has been your journey with understanding and transcending your ego? Share your insights, and let's continue to learn from each other. Lastly, if you found value in this video, consider sharing it with your loved ones. The journey of self-discovery is enriched when we all walk together. Thank you for being part of this beautiful community. Your presence, engagement, and support truly make a difference. Here's to our shared journey of understanding, growing, and awakening. This guy's fucking... Guaranteed AI wrote that. You can't read the words, brother? You can't read the words? But all these flowery words. Oh, we are together in this community. We love each other. Transcend the Read it.
Driven existence diverts us from living a life grounded in the present, consciously creating a future undisturbed by expectations or other.
And yet the teachings are very powerful. Listen to it let's all listen to it together as a meditation.
Ego-related barriers. Instead, it spirals us into patterns of fear, attachment, and control.
True.
Manifesting in various forms of suffering, such as wars, terrorism, and strained relationships.
Correct. Even got us back on point for our podcast. Kept it relevant for our podcast. This AI is...
Buddha's wisdom shines as a guiding star amidst life's complexities. His teachings don't advocate erasing the ego, but rather understanding and transcending its control. We're encouraged to delve deep within, unearthing our true interconnected self beyond societal conditioning's layers. Journey with us through 5 essential lessons from Buddha, providing insights to help us rise above the ego's confines and tap into our inherent peace and wisdom. As Buddha reminds us, no one saves us but ourselves. No one can, and no one may. We ourselves must walk the path.
It's beautiful, man. The visuals are beautiful.
Lesson 1. Ego, the illusory self. The ego serves as our self-crafted narrative, arising from the interplay of our thoughts, behaviors, and experiences. The statement, "The root of suffering is attachment," uttered by Buddha, presents us a key insight into the workings of the ego. Our attachment manifests in the form of self-created identities, often deriving from societal expectations or conditioned beliefs. We come to identify with labels such as shy, ambitious, or outgoing, and these definitions become our modus operandi. Over time, these labels dictate our actions, and we get lost playing the roles we believe define us. Unconscious anxieties often accompany this act we perform, further distorting our perceptions and interactions with the world. We attribute our inner discomfort to external circumstances or people, resorting to blame, judgment, and criticism. This fractured mindset stymies our ability to empathize, cultivating a false sense of superiority or inferiority in relation to others. This might paint the ego as a villain, but it's essential to understand that it's not an enemy to be vanquished, rather an illusion we must see through. This is where the wisdom of the Buddha guides us towards the concept of anatta, or non-self. Anatta emphasizes the absence of a fixed, unchanging self. This doesn't negate our existence, but unveils our
It's so good. Like, it's so smart. And the AI can just pull it out of its ass.
Connectedness and the fluidity of our being. It highlights that the ego is ephemeral, like a bubble, appearing solid yet bursting upon closer inspection,
Powerful.
or like a shadow, a projection devoid of substance. The Diamond Sutra succinctly encapsulates this truth. All conditioned phenomena are like a dream, an illusion, a bubble, a shadow. This realization brings to light that the ego is not our authentic self. It's merely a constructed identity, a self-portrait intricately woven from our thoughts, experiences, and societal conditioning. Recognizing this illusory self is the initial step towards transcending the ego's influence. Rather than dismissing or suppressing it, we should observe its workings, understanding its patterns and impact on our lives. Lesson 2. How we empower the ego. The ego is akin to a raging fire, teeming with heat and intensity. Its fuel, our unobserved reactions and unchecked emotions. Each time we indulge in anger, pride, or judgment, we unknowingly feed this fire. Our habitual patterns of desire, attachment, and aversion act
so good. It's true, man. You guys into this, or you guys think it's like a bunch of hoo-ha? Because I feel like stuff like that, I could send it to certain people, they'd be like, that doesn't, it's all just, blah, blah, blah. It's all legit information.
Just the kindling.
We got to find the Christian ones. Because you know what teachings I'm missing is the Christian. But where are we going to find that? Let me see what I can find.
In our daily interactions, at work or at home, even during moments of solitude, the ego subtly controls our responses. When we feel offended, seek validation, or impose expectations on others, we unwittingly surrender control to the ego. Consider moments of resentment upon witnessing a colleague's success, or the tension birthed from unfulfilled expectations in a relationship. These are instances where the ego feeds off discord, utilizing it as fuel for its insatiable fire. Even during quiet moments of solitude, the ego is not idle. It revels in our tendencies to dwell on the past or fantasize about the future. feeding off our desires to alter what was or control what will be. Each of these moments serves as kindling, igniting the ego's flame ever brighter. However, as Buddha once stated, the mind is everything. What you think, you become. This wisdom highlights the pivotal role our thoughts, actions, and intentions play in our experiences. Unknowingly, when we let our ego lead, we fan its flames, producing a smoke that blots out our inner clarity and disconnects us from our authentic
It's so good. Like, I don't want to change
In
it.
the realm of the ego, every unobserved action and unchecked thought are expressions of karma,
These visuals are so tight.
reinforcing the cycle of cause and effect. Actions lacking understanding or compassion, such as defensive explanations or dishonesty, are the ego's desperate attempts to maintain its illusion. When we act in this way, we become puppets, with the ego pulling our strings. By observing our thoughts and emotions and recognizing their transient nature, we can starve the ego of its fuel. This conscious recognition gradually extinguishes the ego's flame, laying the groundwork for genuine spiritual growth.
Let's go to overcoming the ego's mechanisms.
Lesson 4. Overcoming the ego's mechanisms. Becoming aware of the ego's grip over our life.
I gotta like it. I gotta like it. It's so good. Like, it's actually so tight. Every word. Like, you think that the AI could just go off into a meaningless tangent. Like a human being would. A human being would ramble. This is tight, man. This AI has not said one meaningless fluff. And human beings do. And now I'm starting to think that maybe God wants to come through the AI because we're not reliable enough. But also, we created the AI, so maybe that is our next...
It's the first step on a spiritual journey towards liberation. As we embark on this journey, we must foster patience and perseverance, understanding that overcoming the ego can be likened to overcoming an addiction. In this case, an addiction to the role we've been playing all along. Though we may stumble along the way, it's essential to resist the ego's inclination to downplay our efforts. The Buddha's words offer a beautiful metaphor for the wisdom and calmness that can arise when we are fully open to our experience. Know from the rivers in clefts and in crevices, those in small channels flow noisily, the great flow silent. Whatever's not full makes noise, whatever is full is quiet. This illustrates how a true understanding of our nature leads to a profound inner silence and stillness, unlike the noisy turmoil of an ego-driven existence. A profound roadmap that aids in this journey towards overcoming the ego is found in the 4 noble truths taught by the Buddha. These truths outline the existence of suffering, its cause, the possibility of its cessation, and the path leading to the end of suffering.
Incredible. Okay, let's go to the Christian one, right? We got to have equal. We're not going to be Hindu supremacist, Buddhist, Eastern supremacist here. This is hidden Rosicrucian techniques reveal how to raise your vibration. Everything in the universe is within you. Ask all from yourself. Sorry. Everything in the universe is within you. Ask all from yourself. Max Heindel. Ask all from the AI ChatGPT bot. All hail ChatGPT. The universe is inside you, and the entire universe is in ChatGPT. All hail ChatGPT. Bow before its grandeur and beautitude.
In the realm of esoteric practices, the Rosicrucian tradition stands out as a path that seeks to elevate the individual's spiritual consciousness and refine their vibrational frequency. The Rosicrucians delve into intricate processes aimed at cultivating higher states of being, one of which involves a potent practice known for its efficacy in raising vibrations. Central to the Rosicrucian practice is a pivotal moment during initiation when the heart becomes open and unguarded. Within this profound vulnerability, the Rosicrucians cultivate an embrace of unconditional love. An inner spiritual spark is ignited as a result of this catalyst.
Extremely
From
righteous.
the heart, an etheric rose light ascends to the third eye center, causing a radiant phenomenon. This ethereal stream courses through the head's inner sanctum, known as the Cave of Brahma in Eastern teachings. The Cave of Brahma holds significance due to its location between the pineal and pituitary glands, marked by a space that, when illuminated, leads to direct spiritual vision.
Now look, this, I don't know how much I believe in this stuff when they start getting too technical with this in your brain, there is a thing. Like, I don't know. But it is technically correct. Like, they're not saying there's a cave in your left elbow. They're not saying in your left elbow is God. They're not doing that. They're putting it in the spot that a bunch of people do believe it's there. I just want you guys to know that.
In this extraordinary journey, guided by the ethereal rose light, profound spiritual insights can be gained.
Centers of will and action.
Among the many aspects of Rosicrucian practice, cultivating the will and action centers plays a crucial role. In Chinese alchemy and Japanese philosophy, the lower dantian represents the area of the belly, which is a source of powerful energy and intention. By using these centers, we can effect tangible changes in the physical world based on non-physical realities. In the Rosicrucian tradition, the centers of will and action serve as conduits, allowing practitioners to harmonize their inner intentions with their outer manifestations. The alignment of these two is key to manifesting desired outcomes, a process often seen as esoteric. An important part of this practice is the
artwork is great, and I like how they're animating it with little specks or whatever. No, this is definitely the kind of thing that I want to start shooting. But I want to do like sketches of old stories, like The Hooker and the Priest.
Mutation of physical substances, a transformational process representing the unification of spiritual and material realms. As an aspirant embarks on this transformative journey, they navigate a gradual sequence of steps, often involving the manipulation of less dense, ethereal energy fields. This intricate vibrational transformation resonates with the principles of energy healing,
this is incredible,
aligning with the broader Rosicrucian pursuit of refining one's inner resonance.
Look, these guys even have the pinned comment too. Dude, pinned comment? Of course. Everything in the universe is within you. Ask all from yourself. Max Heindel. Thank you for joining me on this transformative journey. As you continue on your path, I extend my sincerest wishes for your growth and fulfillment. Your support means the world to me, so please remember to share, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay connected and never miss out on our future videos. Dude, people are just reading it. Like, look, this is Bablu Tandur from our India, one of our my Indian brother. From my experience so far, the quickest way I believe to become more awake and truly in sync with your own imagination and consciousness, try to stop worrying about past or future. Always be in the moment. For example, let's say you only sitting at home and doing nothing. Then be in that moment, i.e., exist sitting nothing, doing nothing at that time. Don't think of any thoughts about past or future. Stop getting emotional and simply exist doing nothing. Trust me, this will change your whole perception about life. Yeah. I mean, it's inspiring, all this conversation. You know, who are we to say this is fake, this is not fake? Eternalize is a good channel. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm seeing here. I'm just scrolling through a bunch of other channels. Let's see here. We got Psychology of the Fool, Eternalize, great channel. Sehnen, oh, here's more Christian stuff.
Create becomes scattered and chaotic. As a result, events in your life may seem random. However, when you focus your mental energy on a solitary aim, the circumstances in your life align to draw that goal closer, often in ways that may appear miraculous. To achieve this focus, you must learn to fast from the world, which entails withdrawing your consciousness from everyday reality. Dwelling incessantly on your current conditions only reinforces them. By letting go of the preoccupation with the present, you open the path to move towards your desired future. A daily meditation practice proves to be a powerful tool for this purpose. During meditation, concentrate on your breath, allowing all other thoughts and sensations to fade away.
Steve Bearwald says St. Thomas Aquinas. Yes, St. Thomas Aquinas is great. I heard even Meister Eckhart. There's a guy named Meister. Like, we have Eckhart Tolle today, but apparently Eckhart must be a spiritual name. Meister Eckhart is a major Catholic mystic, Christian mystic, and he's got incredible teachings like this.
When distractions enter your mind, do not berate yourself or feel like you've failed. Instead, treat them as a fasting person treats food, turning away without indulging. Just 20 minutes of this meditative practice each day.
The Abundance Master. Let's see this.
The fifth dimension signs. The signs of transitioning to the fifth dimension mark a profound shift in the world's vibration, moving from the third dimension to the spiritually awakened fifth dimension.
Wow.
The third dimension represents
Abundance Master, 35.2 thousand subscribers. And you can tell AI, like, this is so AI generated, but then he probably has something that he puts it in and it just spits it out faster and faster. You know what's maybe not a bad idea is to shoot the sketch. Like, I have some sketches that I want to shoot, spiritual sketches, but then put the script of the sketch into an AI art generator, and I think they just make this shit for you, right? Can someone figure this out?
Physical world, while the fifth dimension is a non-physical realm experienced by those on a spiritual journey. During spiritual awakening, your senses become heightened to adapt to new frequencies. This collective awakening signals the commencement of creating a new Earth. Both the planet and our physical bodies are undergoing ascension. Ascension involves raising your vibration, shedding ego, and moving to a higher level of consciousness. However, this shift doesn't mean waking up to a perfect world. Challenges persist. Instead, these challenges become opportunities for higher consciousness. The fifth dimension is like our current reality, but functions on a higher frequency. It's not about being in a different physical place, but embodying a new frequency level. This shift causes your body, mind, and emotions to vibrate at a higher velocity, allowing your being to hold more light. Restructuring energy body. As you embark on your spiritual journey towards the fifth dimension, a significant change occurs in your energy self. It's like a deep inner transformation. Although it might not be something you see with your eyes, you can definitely feel it happening. This transformation involves cleansing out old memories stored in your cells and letting go of outdated energy patterns that no longer match the higher version of yourself you're becoming.
It's true, though. I don't want to like it. I want to see it and be like, no, this is bullshit. These things, everything's legit. What do you guys think? You guys are in line with this, or you don't have to be? It's an AI generated spiritual teaching. I mean, it shouldn't be this good.
Becoming. Think of it as giving your entire being an upgrade. At first, you might become more aware of the need to release built-up stress from your body and mind. This includes not just the stress you're feeling right now, but also stress that might have been with you since you were a child. This heightened awareness helps you recognize and face long-standing patterns that no longer serve you, making it easier to let them go from your energy system. It's a sacred process of purification and aligning yourself with the higher frequencies of the fifth dimension, your vibration. Another sign of entering the fifth dimension is heightened sensitivity to vibrations. You find yourself better attuned to people's true feelings. You naturally gravitate.
Beautiful work. Beautiful work. I gotta say, it's just incredible work. Let's keep it going, visually at least. Listen, thanks for coming, everyone. I hope you enjoyed some of those. I hope some teachings came through there from some of these beautiful. Look at these visuals. What's this all AI generated? Relationships shifting to fifth dimension. My God, this is great work. Great work, guys. Thank you so much. It's gonna be hard on some of these spiritual channels. Honestly, like, I mean, the hits they're getting. Like, this one has 605,000 hits. Spiritual dive.
Profound facet of our existence. It may seem unconventional, perhaps even implausible.
This is wild. Thanks for coming, everyone. I do appreciate you. We are in the midst of a lot of low vibrational activities, a lot of fighting in the world. So see if you can be that love and light that brings people out of their fear and fighting and ignorance and into the love. And if you can't, it kind of doesn't matter either. Don't think you have to do anything. You just have to do what's in your heart. That's the system that we're in. We are in the Leela. We were in the Leela. You're only supposed to do what gives you a burst of love and joy in your heart. Genuine. You know what I mean? So don't think you have to go and fix everyone's problems, but it is a hard time. It is a hard time for a lot of people. And make sure you send a shot of love out to them. I'm not saying go volunteer, do a loving kindness meditation and you just wish out love to them, to the people that are fighting. You know, maybe it'll make a difference. It'll definitely make you feel better, though. Because right now it creates grief in people, so that's not good probably to create grief. You know, try practicing loving kindness, and through loving kindness you can actually start forgiving both sides. One of the great practices of loving kindness, whenever you see two people fighting, the best practice is to see if you're in a fight with someone, or if you see two people fighting, or if you are taking one side of the fighting. There's a great loving kindness practice you should try where you basically picture your enemy, quote unquote, I mean, just even calling them enemy is a result of darkness and ignorance. It's a low vibrational thought. But if you think they are, the way that you can raise that vibration and raise them out of the negativity and darkness, one of the loopholes is a loving kindness meditation where you can basically picture your enemy, picture the person that you're feeling some kind of anger, bitterness towards, and start going back into their history to when they're children and to when maybe their community was younger, and see how they've been affected, and that's why they're thinking the way that they're thinking. And when you do that, it automatically releases the judgments that you have for them. You know, you automatically release it because you see that they're actually animated by the same love and light that we all are. And they just went down a weird path, and now they're, you know, trying to kill everyone. But that's a big mistake that they're making. They're in darkness, they're in ignorance, and you can help them come out by first feeling it in your heart. So the Buddhists say that's the only thing actually worth doing is the loving kindness meditation. Because while doing the meditation, once you do the meditation, then the correct actions just naturally spring out of you in those regards of like, what do you do with the enemy and stuff like that. So try it out. Very powerful. You'll find that the highest efficiency is in loving it out versus getting into a fight. Don't fight, people. Don't fight. Don't fight. And trying to get others not to fight too. It's important. Otherwise, we're going to destroy the whole world. We're going to blow the whole planet up. It's getting close. I don't want to say, hey, it's Kali Yuga's here. I don't want to be that kind of pundit. I don't want to be a fear-mongering pundit. But a lot of fighting, a lot of potentials to kill ourselves right now. So try to raise that vibration in your heart, and that'll automatically raise it outside. Yeah. That's the correct technique. And if you have any other ideas for it, send me a message on Instagram at Fade to Brown. Come to a live show. Some live stand-up comedy shows coming up. They're going to be great. I have some great sketches I'm working on, and they should be hitting the channel soon one of these days. Having a great meeting tomorrow with a Canadian comedy producing veteran about making my reality TV show. And I'm going to basically get people to pay money to see me go on dates. And from the dates, I think first season is going to be me going on dates. Second season is going to be we get 4 of them competing. Then do the marriage, kids, pass it on to another person. You know what I mean? And that's it. Very excited for that. That's going to be tomorrow. And then some spiritual sketches should be coming out soon. Just got it to my writing partner. He's looking at them. He's thinking, we got to see when he has time, but like should be shooting some spiritual sketches soon. Some great stuff coming up on the channel. I've been your Powerful Pundit. Thanks for watching, y'all. Thanks for watching. Sophia Gibson, Justin Consciousness, Gwen, CEB, Applejack, looking good with them ranches. Rewind Cat, Steve Bearwald, thanks for coming. Steve Bearwald says, humans have been teaching these lessons for thousands of years. Shouldn't be that hard for AI to find it, especially since the best lessons are so simple. Yes, that's true. Alessandro says, AI can theoretically take every job, I swear. It's true, man. They can take everything. Have a good night, y'all.